Live streaming is on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Jitsi Community Call. Let's start with the updates first. Does anyone want to add anything? Can't think immediately of anything huge that has happened. We still have the hackathon ongoing. Sorry, it just ended today, and then we'll know more about the results next week. So that was cool. It's looking pretty nice so far in terms of contributions. Does anyone on the team want to make any updates?
So we had a few items. He's not here, but he had a couple. We released a new mobile SDK 3.5.0 that includes screen sharing fixes for mobile. There's also new Docker images, a new Docker images released following the recent stable update. And that's it from So.
Thank you, Boris.
We are, another thing of note is we are beginning to look at moving all the Java-based backend servers to JVM 11 from JVM 8. So we've done some experimentation with that. There's a change in the current unstable, which will reach stable at some point in the future, which will to change the garbage collector use in JVM 11. So let us know on the community forum if you see any issues with that.
Can you talk a little bit about the reasons, Jonathan?
Well, partially just, for going forward to the future, but also because we've found that this garbage collector seems to behave in JVM 11. This G1 GC seems to behave better under spikes and doesn't stall to the same extent that the conch sweep garbage collector does. Note that this is not true in JVM 8. So we have code now in the script that starts the JVB that will select the garbage collector based on the version of Java you're running. So yeah, but it seems to behave better. We get some strange stalls from garbage collection with the older garbage collector. And also just because it's better to use a newer version because the long-term support will last longer.
That's good. Thank you very much. Anyone else? In that case, let's open the microphone to the community. Any questions or comments from the community?
I'm seeing a question in the chat. Edith asks when ETE encryption will be available on the app for iOS and Android. Anybody know?
Yeah, Titus is working on that. We're making progress slowly. We have no ETA at this point. Yeah, can't tell you when, but it's still in progress. So Tanvir, I don't know is the answer. In general, audio rendering, especially if you're using a Chromium-based browser, audio rendering for WebRTC works with a different pipeline than just plain video tags. So something with the settings is probably wonky there. Can you stream to somewhere other than YouTube? Yes, if you have your own installation, you can, send it to any RTMP you like. Any other questions? It's why is everyone asking questions in text? That's very interesting. So there's a YouTube channel for Jitsi. You can find all of the community calls available there immediately during their live stream and after. Any verbalized questions?
Yeah, sure. I've got a question.
Go for it.
So we've got a problem where users appear inactive for apparently no reason. And so on GitHub, there's a setting that was brought up to disable trust BWE on the JVBs. And I was just wondering what are like the side effects of disabling that?
That you might saturate your link. I don't know, Boris or Jonathan, if you want to add something.
Yeah, basically what that means is we don't check, we don't have anything that checks whether you're oversending for the link, so that if somebody's on a link that doesn't have enough bandwidth to get all the data, then it will just, completely oversend and try to recover, and depending on what, what happens, possibly just get completely stalled out video and possibly audio, choppy audio as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jonathan, didn't you just fix the bug that?
Yeah, I just fixed the bug that would cause it to there was a bug that would cause it to briefly, for some period of time, mark all endpoints, stop sending to all endpoints for a brief period of time, and then come back. So if that's what you're seeing, that it stops, all the video from all your videos stop for time and then come back. That was a bug I fixed, so it should be, it's fixed in master and JVB, and we'll hopefully be able to get that out to very stable releases relatively soon.
Okay, we'll definitely look forward to that.
Thank you, guys. Any other questions? All right, then. This is a quick one. Oh, go ahead, Hagai.
Hey, so I was kind of lurking around the hackathon. I tried doing something, but didn't really succeed that much. I just wanted to ask, I've seen this other project, this IPADE, kind of like other complete open source project that integrated Jitsi and added a lot of features. And I was just wondering why none of those features are going to upstream. Is it not good code, no pull request?
Do you wanna share your screen? I'm not aware at all.
Okay.
Of this.
Let me just find the link first, so I can show that, and then share my screen. There's a test page on GitHub. I found it, and I'm sharing. Can you see it?
Okay.
No, too small. The font is too small. Can you make the text a little bigger?
Like this?
No, it's still not good.
I'm seeing it.
You're
but
seeing
now
it.
you scrolled. Now you scrolled, so I can. So that's
so here.
Mhm.
I can't see myself.
No. Can you just share the web page, the tab? You share the whole screen.
Yeah. I share the tab. I always prefer sharing the whole screen, but I can just share the tab as well. Just gotta find it. Chrome tab. Index HTML. IPADE, I think I'm saying it right.
No.
So can you see it now?
No, still your screen.
No, I shared the tab now.
It's fine though. I'm
Okay.
on a phone and I can make out the buttons. So
anyway, so the buttons at the bottom here, you can see they have a lot of different features. One of the features is this emoji thing. I really like that. You can just dump in emojis here. Like that. This is pretty good. I don't know about the code. It might not be conform to what you want to do, but this is also completely open source. And the confetti here, and then you have the crypt pad here. You can add. This might have a bit back end, which is a bit difficult, but what else do they have here? Sharing the mouse. So yeah, CryptPad, I don't have to showcase that too much. So let me get rid of that. Sharing the mouse. If anyone wants to jump on there so I can demo the mouse, I can just put the screen here, the
please
link for that in the chat. And breakout rooms. I can't demo that because we don't have any. But I put it in the Slack on the hackathon. I put a small screen cap of me trying to show kind of what's going on there. The hand, raising the hand, becomes red after a few seconds. It's pretty nice as well, so people don't miss that. What else? What else? Oh, this is connected to. Okay, it's off on this server, but I've seen another server, more of a dev server, where it's connected to transliteration from Google Translate, but I'm not sure if Jitsi has that already in upstream.
no.
Okay, so yeah, so they have this. I've seen it on another dev one, but so I can't demo that here. But yeah, you can just write here, I don't know, something like at the beach or whatever, and then just do lying around or swimming, whatever, and then you just save, and it kind of pops in here nicely. What else? You can add a picture straight away. They just did this like right after you finished doing your. So they added to it in such a small amount of time that you can just add straight away a picture. So I don't know, just add here, and now when I turn off the video, and you see that straight away. What is this? Share a whiteboard. I'm not sure if you have this as well. Okay, I see I already did something here. So yeah, this WBO whiteboard. The breakout rooms are pretty amazing. So I put a video somewhere, but you can just play around with it. This is just an open link sitting in GitLab.
Can you post the link here? It'd be cool to check it out.
Yeah, I posted it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So inspired-futures.github.io. Yeah. And yeah, Guido, the guy who just commented right after me, he's the one who showed me that. So he's also part of the contributors of that project. He's on the call here now. So yeah.
Well, maybe he can talk about that. So Guido, do you know if you guys have submitted any PRs?
I don't think any PRs are submitted. But Guido, you wanna say something? Say hi.
Hi all. It's a sub project of the XMPP OpenFire server. This has modules, and one of this module is called, or former it was called Open Meeting, and now for certain reasons it's called Pade. And this URL that is it's another project. This is a standalone application of this Pade. application. I think it's an Electron application or something like that. I don't know. I'm working in this OpenFire project.
I posted a link to the OpenFire project. I forgot the word, the OpenFire.
Okay,
I name.
Kind of.
And there's some other parts, but this we are talking about here is just some additional JavaScript code for the client. It's loaded within the main. What's the name? I think it's index HTML, and installed link it in the GUI of the client, and all these features are in the moments are in one file. And in principle, you can pull it into the normal Jitsi web client, I think. It needs some refactoring to spread it in the normal places you would put the source code for those features, but from one technical reason, from the technical point of view, it's not coupled with this OpenFire server or something like this in anything.
Understood. Thank you for explaining. If this is the descendant of off meeting, then I do have some background there. It's actually a rather a project that has been for quite a while. I think it started 2015 maybe. I believe Dele was the guy who was working at that the most back then.
Yes.
And
I'm joining this last year for obvious reasons.
And back then, like the way that Dele wanted to go is very OpenFire specific path. And I suspect that has probably helped with some of the things like breakout rooms that require communication between endpoints even after you've left the room. So I would suspect that some of the things are less compatible, less doable in the basic version of Jitsi. There are probably others that are easily integratable. Unfortunately, we cannot go and just pull them out because that would mean that we wouldn't have our contributor agreement signed for that part of the code unless they're made available as some sort of a module that we can embed as a third-party thing, which I think makes it probably more convoluted. But I also think that some of those are probably going to end up landing through different paths as well in Jitsi.
So it's just a matter of someone making pull requests for the small modules.
Well, someone who has the authorship for the small modules, who has the authority to sign the contributor agreement, has to do that, right? It doesn't have. It cannot just be anyone.
Yeah. Understood. Okay, that's great explanation. Thanks.
I think it has to cut down in separate features. At the moment, it's all in one big script, and every feature has to cut down and then to separate make a push request for this. But for the breakout rooms, there are some enhancements that will need some parts on the OpenFire server. But especially with the breakout rooms, I think that you don't need anything on the server.
Well, you need some way in which, so the whole concept of breakout rooms is we're all in this room and then someone does something and everyone ends up in different rooms. So, so far so good, because you just need to send messages to participants in the chat, in the room, and tell them where to go. The problem is that once that happens, everyone is in different rooms.
But they don't have to leave the original room, do they?
Well, so that would be, if they don't leave the original room, that would be a problem for mobile. So we discussed this with Saul.
They leave the original room.
I'm sorry, what was that?
He said they leave the original room.
If you break out the partitions, they leave the room and
well,
join
and
the get a matches
connection open to the original room, even if they don't have video there. They can keep their XMPP connection. Although, so I don't know about that. I don't know whether that's acceptable because it wouldn't be clear. Like the concept of participation becomes murky. So are you here or are you not here? Are you able to hear me or am I having a private conversation? So I think that's a bit of an issue. But also when we discussed this with Saul, it was a problem for implementing that with mobile as well. So we had come up with this other way to do it, which I don't remember anymore. But anyways, it was just a speculation on. I think that's probably a place where relying on the fact that you know your XMPPs, or rather, a place where you have XMPP identities and things like that, that would be trivial, right? Because you would just send messages you would just remember the people and send them messages. In our case, they'd probably reconnect. They would have different anonymous IDs, and you would need something else to do. Probably something like what we did with Lobby. We should probably have an internal discussion on that again. Anyways, thank you for showing us that, Haga and Guido.
Thank you.
It certainly looks like there's a lot of work there.
Yeah, hopefully someone is going to put in the effort and break it out to modules, and maybe Della would make some pull requests of the small modules. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Yes, I have one thing to add on top of this. We now got into the habit of making pull requests, so expect more.
Cool. And sorry, who was that?
Flores here was just in the hackathon.
Oh, well, that was certainly,
a lot
that was
of
certainly
fun.
one of the goals of the hackathon.
Absolutely. And it landed really well within the team of 14 people total.
That's great to hear. Do you want to tell us more about your experience?
Yes, I can. Instead of having 3 individual teams competing with each other, what I envisioned and tried to do is make the base layer of, I call them P-star superheroes, the foundation of organizing your project. On top, there is the meat for actually converting coffee and food into code, like making the programming work. And then we had another bomb with, they were called in the hackathon the superhero role, the visionaries, the ones who have the ideas. And I tried to make everything cross-collaborate, include other projects, include other people, and just have a lot of fun. And that goal was firmly achieved. Thank you so much for organizing this hackathon together with the European Union people. And yeah, it was a blast, really cool, and it's worth to take the time to do it again.
Well, sounds good. Thank you for participating. Yeah, we hope that would be the first of a few.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining today, and see you again in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.